Hello, hello. It's good to be here for another Tuesday Tips with Terry. And today I want to talk about something that inspired me when I was watching a program on TV. And I don't know if you guys like the dance shows, whether it's the Dancing with the Stars or the So You Think You Can Dance. I think they're kind of cool. I just love watching people perform physically like that. And it just always amazes me how they can take someone who has this level of understanding and then get them to actually perform up at this level. Anyway, my preferred dance show is So You Think You Can Dance, which really focuses on younger people who are just, want to make a career out of dancing, and they go and they compete to be on the show. Anyway, I was watching an episode not long ago, and I've seen this type of thing happen with a lot of the dancers who come on to qualify. In the beginning, they have like open auditions for these young people to come on the stage, and they travel all over the country. And they come in and they do their performance in front of the judges, and then they have to actually say, we think you're great for the show. Here's a ticket to come to Las Vegas or wherever they're, LA, wherever they end up doing like the full show. So sometimes they'll do a little like biopic about the individual, the person who's auditioning. And, like especially if they've had a really rough story or a remarkable story, and like overcoming a physical disability or an injury or something traumatic in their lives, they like to kind of showcase that a little bit so people get a little more engaged with the actual people who are on the show. And it's kind of interesting too to see all of the different dynamics that people get to experience as they're coming up in the world of dance. Anyway, there was this one particular one that I saw recently about this young man, and I won't go into all the details about his story, but they did a very emotional, how they get very dramatic in Hollywood. And they did this little bio story on him about how he was raised in like the slums, and his mom was murdered like when he was real young, and he had to get raised by his aunt, or it was something like that. It was a very sad, and your heart just breaks when you hear stories like that of these kids who have so much talent. And you could tell that he still had a lot of pain from it, but in the world of dance, a lot of these artists are using their past experience or their personal traumas or their personal stories to actually inspire a lot of their movement, which I think is one of the reasons why I enjoy watching it so much. And to see them overcome their challenges, whether it's their environment or it was like I said earlier, recovering from a physical injury. And this kid was, you could tell he had been through a lot for sure. And he was trying to make the best of his situation. And he was saying how much the dance was a powerful thing for him to express his emotions and his pain, and kind of like an outlet for him. So, obviously you're riveted into the story. And so the kid comes out on this, they show this is what happened to him and everything. And then they come on stage live, and they're saying, okay, the judges are like, cue the music, and he goes and he performs. And his performance was good, but for that particular show, they definitely were looking for something a lot more, not professional, but refined and trained. And they know exactly what nuances and movements and particular steps, depending on what type of dance that they were auditioning doing. And so when his performance was over, every one of the four judges gives their, kind of feedback, and they decide as a group whether or not this person's going to move on to the next round. And unfortunately, this young man did not have, the skill level that they were really looking for. So they were very kind to him, and they told him specifics so he could actually go back and work on it. And one of the things that I was taken back by was, it's great that you can do your best in life to overcome a personal trauma or an environment, get out of an environment that was not conducive to either health or success, and change your life and move forward, because it's always up to you, right? And what struck me about this particular situation was, at the end of the day, you can have the worst background or the worst experience, or and this is what's key, the most dramatic story, But at the end of the day, you have to be able to perform. You can't just get by on your story. And I see this happen so many times in business where they invest so much in painting this lovely picture of their brand and they create this beautiful story. And it's like the eye candy is like, you just want to like consume it and do business with that company. But when you go in and actually start working with them, the experience, it leaves you flat. Like their customer service sucks, or their product sucks, or they're slow to respond, just whatever basically could make the experience bad. So when you think about your work and your business, it is very important to tell your story. That's one of the things I always encourage when I'm creating celebrity of my clients who are out there putting themselves forward, like an author or speaker, or someone who's really known for a particular type of consulting. And I like to really emphasize their celebrity-dom, I guess is how you could say it, without being all like Hollywooded and stuff. But like really bringing their story forward and helping people connect at a more emotional level. That's where you bring in empathy, and you not only talk about your story, but you also empathize with your clients' struggles, which is why you have that solution you have. But a lot of them, they don't perform. And then on the other hand, you could have a great product and you could have great service and like total commitment to delivering the outcomes that your clients want. But if your story is kind of, it's not going to distinguish you, and then you'll become a commodity. So there's a very important balance that you need to strike between having a good story and actually being able to perform and deliver outcomes. And when you have both, you've got a winning formula that's like a lot of fun to run a business that has both of those things going on. And just remember that. So when you're developing your marketing and when you're building your business and having conversations with prospective clients, you want to make sure that you have that balance, that you know how to deliver the outcome and you also know how to connect your story and your reason for being, your why, to that whole experience, so it becomes a total experience that builds your brand. So I hope you enjoyed that story. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any questions about your brand or creating a great story that elevates your company to the status it needs to be, then reach out to me at terry@better3.com. That's TERRY at better3, the number 3.com. Or just hit up Better3 and you can apply for a consult right there on the website. Looking forward to talking with you, and thanks a bunch for watching.